this 3D scape. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We are back in South Carolina at Pondside Aquatics, and we have this 3D scape. Another 125-gallon 6-foot tank. We've got to scape it. It's a little bit different than Paul's tank. It's not going to be heavily planted, anything like that. He's a huge breeder. Behind this camera is tins of aquariums everywhere. Like, I'm looking at baby rams and cories and plecos and you name it, he's probably got it. This right here is kind of a tank that he just uses for a holding tank, or if he needs to grow something out, anything like that. It kind of changes constantly within this room. So to think outside of the box to scape this tank, because it's not going to be a normal ecosystem within it. We'll explain a little bit more later as well. This is kind of a really short intro. Before the scape goes in, we're going to have Brandy here with Pisces and Aqua Natural come in here tomorrow. I just came tonight so we can break this down so we can get an early start tomorrow. So you do a really quick time lapse on this, just for the fact of y'all have probably already seen my breaking down and moving the tank. So same thing, it's just no plants, which is actually a lot easier to do. So drain the tank, catch all the fish out, and we'll get going from there. the idea that I have for this tank is an island scape. I actually drew something up. I'm pretty much the first time ever really planned out a tank. If it actually comes out that way, we're gonna see in the future. For you, it's gonna be a couple minutes. For me, it's gonna be a few hours. But I will pop up that drawing here, and then you can kind of see what I'm going for. And let's see what it turns out to be. But for that island scape, I kind of course, want an island going right here. But then I kind of want it banked up in the back. So what I'm actually going to do is use the substrate that was in here beforehand, which is just kind of like a mix of like pea gravel and different gravels and stuff, just to keep everything kind of banked up a little bit. Bigger gravel will stay up better than the smaller stuff if you use sand and everything, because it'll start falling down over time. But there's going to be a rock wall there, but I just wanted to create a little bit of height. I've got tons and tons of Aqua Natural stuff, but this pea gravel is just a little bit bigger, so I'm just gonna kind of make a base just to give it some height. Now that we have just a little bit of a base with the pea gravel, I mean, it's just a very little bit, just to kind of build up some height a little bit. Now I'm starting to mix in the base layer of substrate. So I've got these three from Aqua Natural. I've got the Midnight Pearl, the Del Plata, Iwadumi substrate, and then the Prairie Sand. So all of them are different sizes. So like the Prairie Sand, for instance, is really kind of fine. Hopefully you can see that. It's pretty fine. And then you've got the Midnight Pearl, which is a little bit bigger. Just like, there you go. And then you've got the Iwadumi Del Plata sand, and it's actually sand. So all of them are different sizes. So when you mix them all together, it kind of creates this natural look to it. Now the Iwadumi sand is a little bit dusty just because it has actual sand. But if you can put it straight in the tank, you don't have to rinse it or anything. Just fill your tank up slowly, and it will not dust up your tank, you know, cloud up your tank or anything. Now, if you have quarries or earth eaters or anything like that, and you put them in there, they will stir up the substrate a little bit, and actually a lot of it, because they like to eat it, or sift through it, I should say. But it will kind of cloud up your tank a little bit in the beginning, but your filter will take all of this, and it'll put into the filter, and it's not going to mess up anything within your tank, I promise. I've done it several times. So once you get a good mix in here, then you kind of get this natural looking substrate. So you've got 3 different gradient textures and everything in there, and it just kind of creates a natural look. If you go out to a pond or a lake or anything, you're not going to just see one type of sand or gravel or anything like that. You're going to see several different sizes and types and all of that. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 to 10 different substrates from Aqua Natural today to work with, and it's like heaven to me because I've used this stuff forever. And then when I met Brandy, it was just so exciting to actually meet somebody from the company, and they're an amazing company and so just friendly and willing to help and all of that. So thank you to Pisces and Aqua Natural for sponsoring this build with all of the products that we're going to be using today. It's amazing stuff, and I've personally used it for a long time. I didn't know that Aqua Natural was part of Pisces until I think last year, the year before. And when I found out it was actually Pisces, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome, because it's an awesome company and awesome people. So I've met Brandy and Sadie in person, talked to them several times, and they're great people. So thank you.